We're going to be checking out the northern Panhandle here in Idaho, hopefully getting to some low maintenance or just old logging roads, because I'd like to see if we can find some snow, see if we can find some mud, and really test the truck out. And we're here to bear hunt and fish, so I know that where I'm going to be hunting, the only way to get there is a log road. So I'm going to see how far I can get up it so that I don't have to walk the 10 miles to get there. I should be able to get about 5 miles onto it, but we're going to see, because that'd be a bit of a doozy with a heavy pack walking all 10. But we'll do what we have to do, and hopefully the Ridgeline does well. And I'm not seeing any snow where we are right now in Sandpoint, but we're at a little over 2,100 feet in elevation, and where I'm going to be hunting is, I think it was 35 up to 7,200 feet of elevation. So there's definitely going to be snow at the 72, but we'd be driving around 3,500. So we might end up seeing snow there too, but I don't know yet. It is raining right now down here, so the mountains might be getting pounded with snow right now. The spot that we're going to try ended up going across a railroad track and is blocked off by a log and whatever that thing's called, the arm, that's what I call it. So we're just going back to where we came from, and I'm trying to find a wildlife management spot here that we can let the dogs run around, and then we can do some fishing as well. Hold on, Makey.
Wildlife management?
Now we're gonna head over to our bear hunting spot, which is about an hour and a half north near Bonner's Ferry. Once we get near the town, we're gonna head west a few miles and we will find our logging road. And this road probably isn't maintained yet this year. It is still early in the season, so not a ton of hikers or hunters as it is super cold up there. So I'm not sure what we're gonna end up finding once we start traveling on that road. But we are going to go from the elevation that we are now, which is about 2,000 feet of elevation, all the way up to the parking area, which is at about 5,200 feet of elevation. And with the elevation change, we might end up running into a little bit of snow, but not really sure. I do know that there's a fair amount of snow up by the lakes that are in the mountains, just from doing a little bit of research, but I'm unsure on the amount of snow on the road. And I'm also unsure if we're going to be running into a bunch of fallen timber or rocks on the road. So we're starting off on this logging road, and first thing that I'm noticing is that it's not initially super steep, but it is narrow. So we're just making sure we're staying on the road and not going off to the right into the mountain or going off to the left off the mountain, because that would hurt. So we're going to try to avoid that. And throughout this climb, I am just keeping it in regular drive mode. I haven't been encountering anything that I think I would need sport mode or to mess with the paddle shifters at all. I was mainly, as I mentioned, just trying to keep the truck on the road and trying to avoid as many trees and rocks as possible. I didn't catch too much of it in the video, but there were a lot of fallen trees that I was actually just driving over. They were probably only a couple inches around, but we had to run over quite a few of them. And I was a little concerned that we we're going to end up popping a tire, and it's especially up here, it would kind of suck. We've got our spare, and we're prepared for it, but it would definitely not be ideal conditions for changing a tire up here, especially with a wet, soft road. And we are starting to encounter a little bit of snow as we climb up in elevation, and with the truck's all-wheel drive, it's been handling it really well, but it's only been a few inches deep so far. So as long as it doesn't get any deeper, I think we should be okay. but we're going to keep on moving forward and see what we find. As I mentioned, I'm keeping the truck in regular drive, not using the paddle shifters, and I'm also not messing around with the terrain button, so I'm not in snow mode, sand mode, or mud mode, just the normal driving mode. So we're trying to decide if we want to try driving through this or not, because the parking area is just up ahead, probably another quarter or half a mile, but the snow's looking pretty deep. We've already gone through some deeper stuff. Maybe like 8 inches, maybe a foot, but I think we're gonna give her a go. We do have new tires, so traction should be pretty good. I'm just gonna put it in sport mode and get a little run at it and see what the truck can do. Holy shit, it's way deeper than I thought. Come on, look. So it's way deeper than I thought it was going to be. Whoops. So it's up to almost my knee. I bet you probably my knee. So I think we're going to be probably reversing out of here. Well, I just noticed, so nobody's been up here, obviously, because see the trees down over there? We almost made it.
I don't know how I knew, but I knew something bad was gonna happen.
Oh. So we're pretty close to the trailhead anyway, so I think we're just going to probably have to dig it out a little bit. I think the problem is, well, obviously we're hitting the bottom of the truck because we don't have a lot of clearance. So I think the middle of the truck's just sitting on snow. But I'm gonna.
Do I have to push?
No, you don't have to push. So we're just gonna try to reverse out of here and then just walk up to our spot.
You need a piece of cardboard. You need a piece of cardboard. Or use one of your mats.
Which way am I turning?
I don't know. You need to use one of your mats. Yeah. So then it can grip on something. So just looking underneath the truck, the frame's definitely hitting the snow, and I'm sure it's just worse up towards the front. But I'm just gonna kind of dig around it, loosen up the snow a little bit, and see if we can reverse out of here. Whoopsies. Well, we finally decided to use a car mat. Let's see if this works. Shove her in there. Well, I would do it, but you won't listen to me. Or let me help.
No, it's not even on the car mat. I think I need to like push
I
maybe.
think you need to drive and then
I push.
I'll push.
Why?
You think you'd be a better pusher?
Okay, try that.
You guys live over by the lakes? Or? So actually, we're just on a bear hunting trip.
I think if she turns the wheel that way and then comes forward a little bit,
Yeah, that's a good
go
idea.
ahead again.
Try turning this way and go forward. Yeah, keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Alright, hold up. Now, straighten out the wheel. I think we're going to get her on this one. Now you're going to be going in reverse, okay? Go hard once you get going, okay? Okay, ready? Go, 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 go! Go, go! Here, set.
Or me and her could probably push.
I was to say, I can't freaking hear anything you guys are
You're
saying.
doing great.
I'm going to go forward for a second, Bear.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Well, we made it out. It actually didn't take that long, maybe like 30-40 minutes. But a very nice gentleman helped us get out.
It's almost 4?
Well, we got here pretty late. We got here at like 3. But either way, we need to get out of this truck and get bear hunting. But we went all the way back through the snow. So once we leave tonight, we'll be fine. Just to hopefully turn around. Well, I don't even know how the hell we're going to turn around. This road's really narrow. There's supposed to be a turnaround spot up ahead, but we obviously cannot reach that due to the snow. And that guy that we were talking to was saying that it's about 4 foot of packed snow further up the road. So I don't think the Ridgeline's gonna handle that one today. Maybe tomorrow. We're gonna get our stuff going and get hunting. For the next few days, we were trying to find a lake that was off the beaten path, secluded, and just one that we could be alone at that nobody's been stealing all our fish from. So we ended up finding this lake here in Idaho, kind of near Sand Point, called Antelope Lake. And to get to this lake, we had to go up this dirt road. We climbed about 1,000 feet of elevation and went up this nice narrow road that had drop-offs to the left and then a mountain to the right. I did like that my truck is a little bit smaller than the full-size trucks, and that way I was able to go down this trail pretty easily, and I didn't run into too many branches to scratch up the truck. And it did really well climbing up the trail. We weren't going over boulders by any means, but we were going over softball-sized rocks and then some logs as well. Just smaller logs that were laying on the trail. But the truck did super well climbing up here, and once again I just had it in regular drive mode. I took it pretty slow because I didn't know what was waiting for us around each corner, as this is a completely new area to us. I did do some special preparations for the truck before this trip, because I figured that we would end up trying to get on one of these paths and either get to a secluded lake or a hunting spot. And what I did wasn't too special. I got a large breaker bar just in case the lug nuts won't pop off, and I also got this jack, just one from Amazon, but I feel like it'll work a little bit better than the one that came with the truck, as those seem to just fold over in my many experiences of getting a flat tire. Along with those two items, I brought a mini air compressor, and I also checked my spare tire to make sure that was inflated and it was in working condition. I just figured it's bad enough when you've got a flat tire or something goes bad on the side of the road, you might as well be prepared, and that way things will definitely go smoother. A few things that I'm going to be adding to my truck before the next trip, after certainly needing them during this one, are some traction boards. That would certainly have been helpful during the little snow episode, getting stuck up there, as opposed to using that floor mat. Another thing is that I want to pack some extra gas with me, just in case we end up getting a little far away from the road, far away from a gas station with whatever we're up to. I don't plan on getting a winch or anything that serious, but maybe just one of those kinetic tow ropes. And I think those items will help us get out of most situations that we come across. But I'm sure I'll learn more in the future on that too.
We're out here in northern Idaho in the Panhandle. We're in a secluded lake that we had to drive a couple miles on a no maintenance, just dirt road. But we finally got here. It's about sunset though, so we're running a little bit late, but we're gonna do some fishing.
One thing that I've definitely noticed when going on these paths is that the truck still rides great. It's not throwing you around, making you uncomfortable in your seat. It's actually still a really comfortable ride. I don't know if a lot of other trucks are like that, as I really haven't taken any other vehicle off-road like this, but I will say that the Ridgeline handled itself very well, and it kept me and my fiance comfortable the entire time. So that was a huge plus. Not only was it able to climb up to our destination, but it also kept us comfortable. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.